We are recording and we will be going live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're live.
Good morning, Owasso. This is the Twins with Owasso Live, and this is the Morning Loop. It is currently 8 a.m. like normal. It is 71 degrees outside. It's a little bit drizzly out right now, so I don't know if it's supposed to rain anymore for the rest of the day. It doesn't appear that it is going to, but you might have an umbrella or a rain jacket, some type of hood, something to keep yourself dry on the off chance it does, because the skies look like they could open up any minute. However, the weather says it's not supposed to happen. So, yeah, we had some pretty heavy torrential downpour from like 1 to 5 this morning. So it was a pretty good, much needed storm system to come through here and water the grass for a little bit. I don't know if it's anywhere near enough to fix a lot of this dying grass we have. Basically, it's either crabgrass or yellow grass. This is what you've got around here. And I think it's so dry that trees are already shedding. It's looking like fall already, even though it's only mid-August. So, pretty crazy. It's been so dry and hot, and it's going to get hot for the rest of the week, so be prepared for that. So, traffic conditions going into Tulsa are pretty fair right now. So, no real, well, I guess it's slow but steady. I'm so used to saying fair because I haven't seen traffic in so long, but I'm assuming the weather is having a big deal. It was standstill about 7:30, but now it's actually appears to be moving. So, if you haven't left yet, be advised you might consider taking 75 or maybe what's the other route, Chad? Is it Mingo or is it?
It's Mingo. It's literally the road that leads directly by the airport. So if you want to take the back road through the airport or toward the Tulsa Zoo on Mingo, take that and bypass this little slow section right here.
Yeah.
But who knows? There could be
It could be as far past as the air base, the
Exactly.
Tulsa Air Base National Guard base. So I don't know. So be prepared for that if you haven't left for your commute in. Now, upcoming events. What do we got, Chad?
upcoming events. Here's what I have on the schedule for upcoming events. It's really only the Artisans Market on Owassoisms. So the Artisans and Farmers Market, and that's always like every weekend, I swear.
Yeah.
And then for this week, I have on the 13th the State of Education luncheon for the Chamber of Commerce, and then I've got Business Over Breakfast on the 14th. And then there's also popcorn and perks, and then there's an ambassador meeting for the Chamber of Commerce on the 15th, and that's always at Ascension St. John. Let me see where Business Over Breakfast is real quick on Wednesday. And it says here it will be at location Co-working and Criterion. Okay. Behind Wendy's in the Keller Williams building on 106th and 116th.
That's so descriptive. Behind Wendy's. It sounds so unceremonial. Oh, man, that's hilarious. Okay, but yeah, that's if you're interested in being a part of the chamber, that's what's going on with the chamber this week. And Owassoisms, like I said, not a whole lot going on.
And
Like,
just real quick on traffic, we're back to standstill again.
yeah, I don't know what's going on. Maybe there's a wreck up on past the. It could just be the on ramp from, like, again, 76th Street, but it looks like it's going as far as the train track bridge. As far as I'm not seeing a whole lot of movement that far away, so I don't know. Irrelevant. We'll jump right on into our more national news. So it was actually a really slow week. Thank goodness too. Like, I'm so sick of covering nonstop, like crazy news. I mean, ever since the assassination attempt of Donald Trump, it's just kind of been wild. And then we disappeared for 2 weeks for OCS training, and now it's just it feels good that it's kind of slow. But however, there's still some stories out there that need to be covered. And if you haven't seen our thumbnail, that's kind of up there in the corner. Just I don't even know how to start with this. So this is why I'm kind of against immigration. Like, not totally 100% against immigration, but I mean, especially with these Islamic Somali style folks. I mean, and it doesn't have to just be the Islamic or Somali style people. Look, when you import people who don't share our country's values and don't care about the law and don't care about an honest day's work, expect things like this to happen. So a bunch of Somali immigrants scammed Minnesota for almost $1 billion in COVID aid.
It was really not COVID aid. I mean, it was during COVID, but it was a feeding our future. So it was a child food program, so no kid went hungry. And like I said, this is what everybody's been like talking about Tim Walz. Like, Tim Walz had a program that no child goes hungry. And I said, well, this is that program. And it got scammed out of $250 million. I say again, billion with a B. So $25 million was stolen by these Somali immigrants.
Yeah.
So, whereas, if you remember Black Hawk Down, where we were feeding the Somali, we were trying to get food to the Somalis. The Somalis are over here stealing food from your children.
Why is it always the Somalis that are stealing food from people? So mean. To bully Somalia, like that's what these people are. But no, that joke being said, look, this is crazy. So what they did was they put together an organization where they could actually feed kids. Now, obviously, maybe it started actually smart, but then they were like, hey, we'll get a bunch of this COVID aid money. And what they did was they created a name. They went to a site called Name Generator, and they put a bunch of fake names in there, and they had a list of 250 names, right? No, it was like 2,000 names, right?
It was a crap ton of names. Like I said, they said that they had fed. One lady in here reported that she had fed over 2 million kids, when in reality she had barely fed not even barely, yeah. Like, it was barely in the hundreds. I don't even think it was in the hundreds. And she said that she had fed over 2 million kids.
So, a lot of COVID relief funds went to this. Literally, $250 million. And these people ended up buying fancy cars, luxury houses. And now that they've been caught, a bunch of them are going to jail, thank goodness, but now they're bright. Now they dropped off, so they scouted one of the jurors and left $120,000 at her house for her. They figured out who was on the jury. They figured out there was a woman of color on the jury. Left instructions on how to convince the other jurors on how to basically help them find the case not guilty, and left her $120,000 to do it. Other jurors found out about this and weren't morally upstanding people. They were trying to get in on the how do I get this money action. So Minnesota is clearly a lost cause as far as corruption goes. I mean, there are no people of moral character there.
And this is also coming off the heels of the guy, Tim Walz. And Tim Walz is directly responsible for this. And they purposely ignored it because they didn't want to look racist.
Again, this is what happens when you import a culture that does not share your values. These people don't care about America. They don't care about the rule of law. They only care about what they can get for themselves. Look, and that's the thing. That's human nature. That's how all of us are. And if you don't think you're like that, you're lying to yourself. None of you were born holier than thou, So these people come here. They don't care about our laws. They don't care about our country. They don't care about our values. They don't care about the Constitution. They don't care about the rule of law. They're just here to take and benefit themselves as much as they can. And you could argue that that's what most of us are here to do. However, these people are willing to lie, cheat, and steal in order to do it. And they don't care. And again, they'll do whatever they can to survive and make it through all this.
And on top of that, we're talking about, they did it under the guise of a good
charity
cause, of children, of helping children. So they were not helping children at all. None of the money, practically 0% of the money.
If anything, they were probably just feeding their own kids.
100%.
Or kids who are directly tied to their family. So this is crazy. Again, a bunch of fresh off the boat immigrants stole $250 million.
One report I'm seeing here says that they stole nearly $40 million.
That's probably just one person, though.
Could be.
So again, they put a bunch of names in literally namegenerator.com so they could print out a list of kids that they were helping. And this would be something that you could easily track. It's like you should have names of kids, addresses where they live, so we know what kind of impoverished conditions these supposed children are living in. But no, they were like, we don't want to. Again, we're doing what the UK is doing. We don't want to prosecute people who are of a darker skin tone, who look Middle Eastern, who look black, whatever you want to say. We're too afraid to. We're tiptoeing around race so much that we can't call a spade a spade. This is wild, and it's going to destroy the fabric of our society because we're too afraid to call a spade a spade. There's nothing wrong with calling out people for their BS and stealing millions of dollars in taxpayer. And like I said, this isn't just Minnesota money. People in Minnesota should be pissed for sure, but this is federal grant money too. This is our taxpayer dollars too. This should rile you up. Said people who moved here, who came here out of our country being as good and graceful as it is, and then these people come here and take advantage of it. And not only take advantage of it, steal from you, the American taxpayer. They don't have any regret. They don't have any shame. They're literally bribing jurors now. Here's $120,000 of your money. I'm paying this juror their own taxpayer money too.
We're also talking the fact that they bought themselves like Lamborghinis and mansions as well.
Got a bunch of Somalis living in mansions now.
Well, hopefully not anymore.
Yeah, hopefully not anymore. But yeah, I mean, they're still out bribing these people, so obviously, I mean, these people shouldn't even be allowed bail. It's like, hey, yeah, well, they're going to pay the bail with their own taxpayer money, so you don't get bail.
Well, there should be if they're still fresh off the boat, this should be an automatic deportation.
Yeah, I agree. They should just be gone. Kicked out of the country. So yeah, it's gross, it's wrong, it's evil, but and what's sadder is nobody has the nuts to call it out, especially not our current vice president pick for the Democratic Party.
Yeah, I was like, that's what we were talking about this whole time. Is like, this is also the same governor that was in charge during the George Floyd riots that burnt down half of Kenosha and Minnesota and wherever else. So this guy is not the best. And despite the fact, going back to his falsified military, record. It's crazy.
Yeah, he was a sergeant major, but he wasn't actually a sergeant major. He was an acting sergeant major. And for those of you who don't really understand the military that well, this would be like me saying I was special forces because I went to selection but didn't make it. So he was the acting sergeant major, so he did some of the responsibilities of sergeant major, but he never went to the schoolhouse to actually become a sergeant major. So again, this is like me saying, I'm special forces, but you never were assigned to a team. You didn't even make it through selection. You were just in the special forces unit while you were in your selection program. It's like, yeah, but I was they had me on the roster there. Yeah, for selection, not for like a team. Mm-hmm. So that's what we're talking about here. That's what that's why they're saying they're falsifying his record. And like I said, he did not deploy. He did not carry weapons in a hostile environment.
Yeah. The only deployment he had under his record was Italy, and that's not a combat zone.
Yeah, not a combat zone. I mean, I don't know the last time I went to war with Italy was 1941 or 43.
when
and they surrendered pretty quick.
Yeah.
They changed, like, Italy changed teams.
Changed teams.
America showed up, changed teams. So that's what we got going on here, folks. The Kamala's pick is a liar, and he's got a horrible, horrible track record. So that's what we just want to talk about today. Again, slow news week, so the fact that we're talking about, I mean, I guess it's really not. I mean, Somali's stealing nearly $1 billion in federal aid from you. It's not a small story,
this is
definitely
over a year ago because this was back during the COVID times.
Yeah, this story is old. But it's something that we just recently saw some videos being made of, so we wanted to talk about it too. So, again, slow news week, but still relevant information that you guys need to know.
Because it's relevant because the left keeps touting his
track record.
Feed the Children program.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this was the result of his Feed the Children program. He didn't feed any children, and he lost $40 million. that is nepotism. That is nepotism at its finest.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's about all we've got for you today. We just wanted to kind of share a little bit of what's going on out there in the world. Hopefully, we'll have something more interesting. Maybe we'll even maybe do a movie review for Twisters or something if we go see Twisters tonight. But the movie I'm excited to go see is Alien Romulus. I've heard really good things about Romulus from a lot of different folks who've gone to early screenings.
Slowly rolls there. We've said that about all the new like alien movies that
yeah.
have been coming out recently, and they've all been crapshoots.
Yeah, disappointments. Yeah, that's for sure. But anyway, but a lot of the like even Mr. H reviews said that
Really?
people he trusts is saying that it's good. So
Well, like I said, this one looks like a perfect mix between Alien and Aliens, to my opinion. You know.
I think they're going to take a lot of inspiration from the game Isolation.
You think so?
Yeah, it looks kind of like it looks more like less like Aliens and more like Aliens Isolation.
Okay.
Because like in Isolation the game you're like, oh, it's just one, you're just hiding from one, but it's like you realize, oh, there's a bunch. It's like at the end you're like, oh, there's a crap ton of them. I haven't been just hiding from one xenomorph. I've been hiding from an entire station worth of xenomorphs because the company is is facilitating their growth so they can have this. I never understand the logic behind the company trying to it's like, yes, it's a cool bioweapon if you could learn to control it.
Yeah,
but
it's the same. It's the same thought process of that stupid
Jurassic Park.
No,
Raptors.
that too. Yeah, that too. But I was gonna say the Fallout thing. It's like the corporations want to make more money, but they want to kill
Everyone.
all the world, so there's not nearly as much people to produce money.
Yeah,
It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah,
it's the same process with aliens. Like the corporation wants this organism.
What
Okay,
for?
What for? I mean, other than it killing people, what is it good for?
Yeah.
Doesn't make any sense. It never has. None of these things. Something that's that dangerous should be like, why would you want this thing ever?
These corporations are all corporation and they're trying to make money.
Literal. It never makes any sense.
Yeah, but yeah, that's about all we got for you today. Like I said, this slow news week, thank goodness. But I hope that everyone has a wonderful day. This is the Twins with Owasso Live. This was the Morning Loop. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe so you too can stay in the loop. That's about all I've got for you today. God bless you.
See you later, everybody.